Hi, my name is Vanessa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use your micellar water and toner. And this is a little demonstration that I want to share with you as well, step by step. So you're going to get started with, first of all, cleaning your face using your favorite micellar water. This is just an example. If you have a different one, replace it. And you can use that one daily in the morning and or evening, since it is very versatile. It is able to properly help you to remove any excess oil, dirt and sweat from the skin, as well as makeup and most sunscreens, plus adds hydration to the skin. And then after that you can follow on with your toner. Now there are two categories of toners. You have your hydrating and soothing toners. Here are some examples. Of course, if you should have a different one, go ahead and replace it, but those contain usually no exfoliating acids, but more so hydrating ingredients, calming ingredients, soothing ingredients. So this is what I refer to, hydrating and soothing toners, which you can use daily in the morning and or evening. So you can use it with your hands or cotton pad, whatever method you want to use to apply it. Or you may be working with an AHA, BHA or PHA toner. Here are just three examples so that you understand the difference. And those help to exfoliate the skin. So of course, depending on your skin type and your skin concern, you would choose the right one. But what's going to change is how often you're going to use them and the time of use. Ideally, you would use exfoliating acid toners in your evening skincare routine. And if you're being completely new to them, you would start off by using it 2 to 3 times per week. In the very beginning, do this for a few weeks, and then slowly increase the frequency as needed and as your skin is able to tolerate it. So that's the main difference between hydrating and soothing toner and exfoliating acid toner. But one thing that's not going to change is the way on how you would apply it. And so therefore I want to share with you just an example, like little routine, keeping the focus on those products so that you can see how you can do this. So again, we are starting off with, first of all, cleaning the face using your favorite micellar water. So I'm going to use the one by CeraVe. Now there are two different ways on how you can clean your face with it. Either you're going to work with cotton pads, where you're going to dispense some product onto the cotton pad, swipe it across your face. Or if you do not like to use cotton pads, you can go ahead and use those makeup cloths, those microfiber cloths, or maybe something similar just in a cotton pad form. And then use that one to dispense some product and again gently swipe it across your face. Now I can share with you both methods, so let's do half-half so that you can see that both methods are fine to do. And again, you can do this in the morning as well as evening to properly clean your face. So I'm going to get started with now cotton pads. Now when it comes to the cotton pads, it primarily depends on what you're trying to remove. So if this is going to be your morning skincare routine, you may just want to work with 1 to 2 cotton pads because your face isn't really dirty. However, in the evening, you may want to use a few more so that you then can properly get it off, especially if you're trying to remove makeup and or sunscreen from the skin. So go ahead, dispense some product onto the cotton pad, that it's nicely damp, not dripping wet. And then start off by swiping it across your face, just gently. And you can even use it around the eyes. Just make sure to not get it into your eyes. And even around your nose and mouth. And on your lips. So take your time while doing this. Do not put too much pressure on it. And then here you have one method on how you can do this in case you want to do this with your cotton pads. So, and now I'm going to do the other side just with the cloth. Again, this may also be like a similar material, just as a cotton pad. Dispense some product on it. And then use it to just gently swipe it across your face. So, and once you have gently cleansed your face with your micellar water, well, now there is also a saying that usually if you're working with micellar water, there's no need to rinse it off. I mean, this isn't wrong if you do not mind sometimes the residue that it leaves. You could go ahead and immediately move on to your toning step. However, I believe most of us do not like that feeling that the micellar water sometimes gives you, and therefore my suggestion would be now would be the time to just rinse it off with water. Now this can be done, but by just splashing some water onto the skin so that you can properly rinse it off, or again just use a washcloth as I used already for the micellar water, which you're going to wet, squeeze it out, and then gently swipe it across your face. So there are two methods again that you can go ahead or maybe combine them if you like to use a washcloth in between. And so this is primarily the method that I like to do. I'm going to show you now how you can do this above the sink. So when using water, make sure that you're using lukewarm water so it feels comfortable on the skin. So again, you can do this with a washcloth as well. So once you have wetted, squeeze it out. And you can do the same thing with the washcloth by just swiping it gently across your face to remove the residue that the micellar water has left on the skin. So now if you just have used the washcloth to remove the residue that the micellar water has given you, and your skin isn't really wet but just slightly damp, can go ahead and immediately move on to the next step. However, if you have splashed some water onto the skin by just using your hands, or want to splash some water again to the skin to make sure that everything comes properly off the skin, then it is really important that you are going to remove the excess water from the skin. So I'm just going to splash some water again to this so that I can show you this as well. So again, if your skin is still now completely wet, take a clean towel and gently pat all over to remove the excess water from the skin. So, and once you have removed the residue from your micellar water, you now can head into the next step, which is going to be the application of your toner. So again, depending on the toner that you have at home, you need to adjust the frequency as well as time of use. So to make it suitable for everyone, I'm just going to go with an hydrating toner, which again, you can use daily in the morning and or evening. But one thing that won't change is the overall application. So I'm going to use Paula's Choice Pore Reducing Toner as an example. If you have a different one, replace it. And I'm going to show you both methods. First of all, once on how you can apply it with a cotton pad, and then second of all, how you can apply it with your hands. Now, for me personally, I prefer to apply it with my hands because the cotton pad can soak up quite an amount of product. However, it's of course personal preference. Now, please don't forget that before you're going to apply your toner to the skin, to give it a good shake. Go ahead, grab your cotton pad if you want to apply it with your cotton pad, and then dispense some product onto the cotton pad so that it's slightly damp but not dripping wet. So about that much, more or less, so that you can see it. And then again, similar with as I already showed you with the micellar water, you can use it to gently swipe it across your face as well as neck. Just going to do half my face because I'm going to do the application with my hands too. So this would be now one way, and the other way would be applying it with your hands. Now, when applying it with your hands, the overall general guide that I can share with you based on my experience, based on the formulations, because it's usually a very light liquid, would be used between 5 to 10 drops for your face and neck. And this should be enough to cover the entire area so that you have a thin layer all over that easily absorbs into the skin. So please, again, don't overdo it. I'm just going to go with 5 drops. And then massage it between your hands, and then again gently apply it and swipe it across your face as well as neck. Now, of course, you would only do it once, either with a cotton pad or with your hands. But this would be then the application that you can do with your hydrating toner as well as with your exfoliating acid toner. The major difference with exfoliating acid toner is, again, I want to remind you that you would primarily use it in the evening and that you have to keep the frequency in mind. And depending on the exfoliant that you're using, read on the back of the packaging if you can use it on the eye contour or not, because depending on the exfoliant that you're using, it can be quite sensitive for the eye contour. So then I advise to leave it out if it does mention it on the packaging. But other than that, you can use exfoliating acid toner with your hands or with a cotton pad, just as I demonstrated with the hydrating toner. And so then this would be the application on how you can do this so it feels comfortable on the skin and that you can properly apply it to the skin. Now, of course, you can stop right here if you like to, or continue with the rest of your skincare routine. So in the morning, you may not want to follow on with certain treatments, like this may be serums or gels or creams, depending on your skin concerns, and then follow with your sunscreen afterwards. You may want to use a moisturizer in between, depending on your skin type. As for the evening, again, you can move on to your treatment, and then moisturizer would be the last step. So this would be the overall guide that I can share with you, depending on the time of use you want to do it. But again, it's completely fine to use your micellar water daily in the morning as well as evening to properly clean your face. And so this is what I wanted to share with you. I do hope that you enjoyed it, that you find it helpful. If you did so, please don't forget to give the thumbs up as well as share it. And if you now want to learn more about skincare, I have several videos on my channel. I'm going to leave some of them at the end of this video so that you can keep on watching. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye.